Hey kids, Straight Talking Fedora Chick coming at you this evening, and welcome to my second channel, the vegan channel, Straight Talking Fedora Chick's Kitchen Mishaps. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please ring the ringy-dingy icon below.
That's a notification button to all you technical people out there.
Yes, so you get a notification every time I upload. And please subscribe. And for those interested in my vlogging and my little ranting and my little corner of the intertubes.
And she rants a lot.
Yes, I do.
She does that very well.
I do, don't I? Yeah. Hey, everybody's got to have a talent somewhere, right?
I know. Isn't that like amazing? Like amazingly amazing. Anyway, hi. I'm Steve. I'm the proprietor of this joint.
Yes, he is, and he has graciously agreed. And he is a great chef in his own right.
I paid you a lot of money, $10 in your offshore bank account now.
Yes. So we're drinking a nice white Chardonnay.
Unoaked for your health because it does not irritate one's stomach. You understand, unoaked is the oaking process of Chardonnay irritates and causes heartburn.
Indeed.
The resin from the wood.
Yeah, that's so true. But
no,
luckily
like, hey,
this works.
I drink. I think. It's what I do. That's why I'm here. I don't just cook, you know. I'm more than that. So, but,
you whose poetry makes me weep.
Yeah, Vogon poetry, like Douglas Adams said. The third worst in the universe, anyway.
So we are going to begin with a veganized Caribbean rice and beans dish. And we're going to get that off to the races very shortly. But first, Steve, would you like to introduce the ingredients?
Sure. We got a various cornucopia of savory and sweet and hot and neat. Right here, one of our favorites is the Scotch bonnet. Deadly, and yet used as a weapon of food is very effective. It's hot, but not so hot to destroy your taste buds. Simple yellow onion, various white cloves of large clove garlic are one of our favorite stands, lime, fresh, and black bean organic. These are standards, I guess, for protein.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, and brown rice. With salt, pepper as one of your seasonings, Thai coconut milk, and vegetable, I guess, stock to standard.
Yeah, veg broth.
Very plain but flavorful.
Right. Yes, I think we both cook our rice dishes in broth
stock
to begin
of some
with.
sort.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I have is that I'm learning from CK is that how to make vegan is not really a big deal. It's just a thinking process pattern that is different how to prepare anyway. So it's just adding the process to make food work with anybody. And I think as someone who likes to indulge people to come over here and have dinner, I can serve any type of style of food. It's tasty, it's not plain or boring, and she's going to teach us a way tonight how to take the standard of the Caribbean red bean and rice and veganize it.
Absolutely. So we're going to switch over to the stovetop very shortly, and we're going to get the rice started and off to the races.
That's really boring, but you don't have to pour that in.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to just get that off to the races.
We want to keep this interesting. We want to learn you.
So we're just going to chop our onion and our garlic for right now.
Yeah, for right now. But the thing is, what we're going to do is provide you the basic structure of how to make this food flavorful, fun, and we can also just talk. We're going to be sitting here and savoring our different things with some wine because this is good cooking.
Absolutely.
To Gordon Frackin' Ramsay will also do the same thing. If they're in your home, you're in my home, so let's share and let's enjoy.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that. Cheers.
Cheers. Hey kids. So we're back at the stove, and I have just oiled the pan here.
It greased it up.
Yes, we did. So Steve is going to help me. We're getting an over the head shot. We are going to start heating out our garlic and onions. As Bob Ross would say, happy little accidents. The late, great Bob Ross. Okay. You remember the late, great Bob Ross, right?
Of course I do. He was a genius.
Yes, wasn't he?
He was a teacher.
To teach us how to paint this beautiful landscape inside of a half hour.
What's our temperature at here for the onions?
Okay, for right now, I had started up on low. I'm going to put it on, I'm moving it up to medium. Garlic, you got to be careful that it doesn't burn.
Turns bitter.
Yeah, very bitter in taste, and you kind of have to start over again. So it's something one must keep an eye on.
Yeah. You can see this is a glass top stove. This is not like what you see in a lot of food shows where they use gas, which has direct heat. This is semi-direct heat through the glass. You can see it. The elements underneath are warming up. This is not as fancy. It takes a little longer for the heat to build up in the pan. Well, that's a little closer to real life. That's something that always really irked me when I watched a food show, because they're always got the latest, greatest gadgets and having direct gas heat. That's great. I'd love to have it. I don't have that.
No, and I think most people don't have the huge gas range or the huge ranges, you know.
Now, one thing I'd really like to try is getting a convection heater. And just have one simple heater. Okay, what are we using for oil in our pan?
We use a little canola oil. Just a note, I'm also putting a little basil. Mostly the recipe does call for fresh sprigs of thyme or dry thyme, but since I do not like the herb thyme, I will not be using it. But all of you, you do you by all means.
The flavor of basil has that licoricey flavor.
Yeah.
It's also very healthy oil for you for for general health. It's one of the essential oils for health. Now you notice that we have the temperature relatively low on the pan. There's not that much oil. It's pretty much a dry sautéing here. Now you're starting to see the glisten on the onions. They're softening. This is what you're saying. It's sweating the onions.
I remember the first time I heard that term, it was my father teaching me how to cook. And I remember thinking, what are you talking about, Dad?
But all these things are about how to look at the process of cooking, because this is all chemistry after a fashion.
Absolutely.
You're seeing the use of heat and the use of chemicals, mainly here, adding a little bit of stock. Take that off. Now,
I know.
You see there's enough heat there. You don't need a lot of really hot source heat to saute the onion and the garlic.
I'm going to turn the heat up a little higher because I've got a lot liquid. Because I've got the liquid going.
Yep. It's just plain vegetable broth. We'll explain all of our ingredients.
People, I mean, the biggest thing I hear, or the biggest concern I hear, veganism is so expensive, but it really does not have to be. What we're using is ingredients we find in the supermarket. We're not using specialty ingredients.
What's the no frills? It's nothing fancy schmancy. It's just finding the best price source. Ideally, support your local farmers. If you can't, great. Totally get it. I do it as much as I can. Find my seasonal, because it's going to be the veggies and the materials are going to be in better quality at that point. We just added the Scotch bonnet.
Absolutely.
We did not cut it apart. We
no.
did it straight raw in, because there's enough oil to make this burn still.
Absolutely. I mean, if you like to cut it in half, it just makes it will release the potency, the fire, if you will.
Yep. But you say that a lot of the heat is in the seeds, and you touch that to your eyes or your mucous membranes, you burn, and it hurts. You don't have to do it, but here we're putting it in. It's still going to impart the flavor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a good thing.
So today we are going to cook it whole, and because rice it takes slow. We are using brown rice. Absolutely. So pretty soon I'm going to put the rice in and I'm going to bring it to the liquid to the boil. Once it's to a boil, I'm going to lower the temperature.
Yeah. Remember, it's
To
2 to
about
1
medium?
ratio of fluid to dry rice.
Absolutely.
So if you're making 1 cup of rice, you need 2
Cups of broth.
And
Absolutely.
if you have, again, keep it as, if you want a little bit mushier, a little bit softer, put a little more, I say 2 1/4 cups of fluid versus 1 cup of rice. And that will give it, will give a little bit more fluid to be able to, if you want a little bit firmer, al dente, put like maybe a 1/4 cup, no more or less, on the fluid. Because it'll boil off over time.
Now another thing to note, a lot of you may prefer to use dry beans.
Yeah.
So important to note that I think most of you who do use dry beans probably know how to cook them better than I do, but just for those, you have to soak them overnight.
And what beans would that entail?
Black beans or red beans.
Pinto beans or anything
I
else?
suppose one could use pinto beans. I know the real recipe is black beans.
Yeah.
I have seen red beans used at Haitian restaurants on the north end of Montreal, for example.
Tell us.
And rinse them carefully before you cook them. You will want to cook those for about 2 hours, depending on the measurement, depending if you're using red or black. I suppose if you want to use pinto beans, you could. Chickpeas.
And how are you cooking the beans?
Well, today we're using canned.
Yeah.
We're using canned because, well, what can I tell you, kids? I'm lazy. What can I tell you?
It's okay. The thing is, if you're cooking it, would you just put it in and steam it in a bowl in a pot?
No, we're going to add it at the end of the cooking.
Raw beans, like you have to soak it overnight.
The raw beans, you would have to cook them for 2 hours before adding your rice. And you would want to cook your beans, your dry beans, with the aromatics. Like if you're using your sprig of thyme, your scotch bonnet, garlic, onions, and your broth.
Yep.
So you would want to start your dry beans for, it's usually on average about 2 hours to cook them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's after an overnight soaking and a good rinsing.
Yeah, you got to have the prep done. It's not, there's no cheating. It'll be crispy and hard as a nut.
Yay!
Yay!
And pretty soon we're going to cover it and we're going to lower the temperature and forget about it for about 45 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, we've turned down the temperature now to a low.
Yeah, it's a medium low.
Medium low. And you see it's boiling away, but it will reduce its boil and it will reduce down the water to a point where we can let it sit comfortably while we're doing all our other stuff.
Absolutely.
So let's.
Hey kids, we're back at the table.
We're back.
Yes. Steve is going to wow us with his knife skills because mine suck.
It's okay. All these things are just practice. I actually learned quite a bit from a video from Gordon Baker online.
Gordon Baker?
Yeah, or Gordon Baker. No, not Baker Street. Gordon fracking Ramsay.
That's it. Gordon fracking Ramsay. I was wondering, who is Gordon Baker?
I was thinking Baker Street from like Jerry Rafferty for a second there.
Oh.
What I'm doing right now is we cut out a lot of the root and the core on the peppers earlier, but you want to get them as straight as possible, and it's easy to do. Square it off and have the little bits here off to its side, and you can score and get strips so they're nice and even, because all this is about getting it cooks even. But we want to be able to take the strips here. How we taking the first bit, it's nice and flat, it's easy to manage, and you put this and now bully it up here. It's now bite-sized pieces, all about the same size, so you have equal size. They're all about the same, bite-sized bits of green pepper. Now the little oddball pieces, we can take care of that in a moment, but all this is easily manageable, because the point is just cut it evenly, because when you do so, they'll all cook at the same rate. They all cook at the same size. If something's bigger and much too small, they'll all prepare and cook too quickly or too slowly. This is the way to manage your process, because all this has to come out at the same time. En français is mise en place. Is prep the whole your space to have everything ready, which we have done here.
Yes.
You see, it's all been prepared. It's nothing fancy. It's just a little bit of planning. So the woody vegetables go in first. They take the longest to cook.
Yes, agreed.
The woody vegetables, and then the softer, more delicate vegetables, and then your herbs at the end, because they don't take a long time to cook. And if you overcook them, they are useless. They won't have imparting of any flavor. They'll just be mush.
No, we don't want that.
Don't want
we
that.
want it crisp tender, like all Asian vegetables. When we cook, Asian vegetables, we like them a crisp tender.
Yeah. They have a little chewy bite to it, and
exactly.
still has the flavor.
For those who do not know the term woody vegetables, do you want to explain what would woody vegetables be?
Yeah, woody vegetables tend to be denser in form. They tend to be like the carrots, the celery, the peppers. They tend to be able to take longer time to cook. They're denser in format. It doesn't matter about their texture, about flavor. It's about the density of how much water is in it, and also how thick they have to be cut.
Ah, yes.
So when you take these things and they're fibrous. Now they're all give you taste and flavor, but they say some things like a parsnip, a carrot, an onion. These are all. They all tend to be a little bit more woody. They're heavier and denser in form. Put this together, the heavier stuff is harder to cook. It takes longer to cook. They should go in first in the pot or the pan on a high heat, or even slow. It doesn't matter. It's when they got to go in first. If you put them in later or unevenly, you're just introducing a problem that the food is not going to cook correctly.
Where are my manners? I forgot to introduce the ingredients, so I'll do it there.
Tell us about those ingredients there, CJ.
Yeah, I know. I'm so rude.
Is this for the tom yum?
Yes, it is. We are making a veganized tom yum. For those who do not know what that is a Thai noodle soup. It's often made in a spicy broth. I saw the authentic version, the street food version, how it's made in Bangkok. I believe that it is one of the street food capitals of the world, Thailand.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd love to go. But anyways, they use seafood, and that's their true form, but since this is veganized, we're not using seafood. And I believe, if memory serves me, it's usually done in either a fish or a chicken stock.
Yep.
But we're going to be using veggie stock today.
Yep.
The good old no-name brand from No Frills.
Still going to be very, very good. It's flavor. It's concentrated flavor. And don't be afraid. You want to make your own vegetable stock. Nothing wrong with that. I mean.
So anyways, for our aromatics, we have lemongrass.
Root vegetable as lemongrass. It's very, very dense. It's a stick to cut up. And even on the tender end, it's really hard to do. So we ended up just getting the pureed paste.
Yeah, because
we can manage the flavor process and adding the best of it without all the fuss and the muss now.
Absolutely. But if you're choosing to use the stalks, the lemongrass stalks, you would add that first with your onions.
Yeah, because it's so heavy of thickness and woodiness, it can withstand a lot of heat. But it will never break down. It will always stay like a piece of wood. So if you leave chunks of it in your pan, it's going to be a bite that will be from hell. So remove it later. You've got to kick it out, because it will add as a biting hazard. We simplified our lives. I paid about $5 for that. But the thing is, it's now we get all the full flavor without the fuss. And we're going to do the onion. So we got the peppers, because we had a lot of pepper. We're not going to do a lot of onion. The sweet of the onion. This is sugar.
Yes, that's true.
Sugar is good in flavoring, because it helps trigger off a lot of sense of your tongue. But you don't have to have oil. It's just an ordinary yellow onion. And we will slice across its center, and we will get a rough chop here.
Yeah.
But nothing too big. Hold it in your hand. Hold it so it will now slice down through. This is very simple ceramic knife, but it's very sharp. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you see now all the pieces
are pretty uniform.
They're uniform, and they are bite-sized. They will easily break down in the pan and the soup and evenly cook. That's all this is about. It's getting so everything cooks the same way at the same time. Nothing's overcooked, nothing's undercooked.
Okay. We also have some cloves of garlic. We're using 4 larger size garlic.
Yeah, that's a bird eye pepper.
Yeah, these are Thai chilies.
Thai chilies, yeah.
Yeah, the 2. We're gonna put 2 of them in. If you like it spicier, put more in. If you don't, put less, or you can omit them and put chili flakes.
Typically, you would use these in pho or in Vietnamese food when we're its next door neighbor. We want a little heat. Now we could pull it apart, take the top off, and take the seeds out. Just the impartation of the chili in the soup will work. And then say, right now, I got a little oil on my fingers. I'm not going to put my fingers in my eyes right now. I'm going to cry. I know. So we have also some celery here, which is another root vegetable. And we got some zucchini here, which we're going to provide some zip to. CK is having a moment. She's feeling verklempt right now. One of the things to help get celery constantly and similar thing is don't just accept it to be the stalk. Slice it down the middle and have it so it is the same size across the thing, and then just dice it up. Dicing up will have that everything is uniform. You get to the end, done. Same thing, dice it up. Have the slicing done to prepare ahead of time, and there we go. Keep it together in your hand. I don't have to go a million miles an hour. I am not a million mile an hour slicing machine. I don't want to slice my hands open.
Oh yes, I forgot to add one more aromatic. We are going to use ginger.
Ginger.
I am using puree in a jar because once again I am lazy.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly good.
Yeah, but by all means, if you've got fresh ginger roots, use them.
Yeah. Shave off the outside shell of the ginger, and with a peeler, like a potato peeler, get off the outer shell. Slice it, and so you got nice, even, squared pieces, and slice it thin, or make it. You want it big. You want it big so it's easy to fish out, because you don't want to eat whole pieces of ginger in your food. It'll destroy your taste buds. I am the top. I am the top hat trivia guy.
Black or gray?
Go black.
Go black.
Or don't go home. Anyway, anyway, I'm starting to do the mushrooms here. We just got this at our local store, and these are all a mixed mash of button mushrooms. I think they're full. Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, I know. I am also his stylist. One thing about the mushrooms I should add. Ordinarily, we use shiitakes, except we couldn't find any.
Couldn't find any.
So that's why we're using the regular white button mushrooms. But if you've got shiitakes, by all means, I think it would be most appropriate.
Meatier. Yeah, they're meatier tasting, and they're heartier in flavor.
Yes.
Now, the thing is, we are geographically speaking, we are just south of Barrie, Ontario, which is about an hour's drive north directly of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Available all year round. There are mushroom farms nearby us here, and that will provide all the basics of the fungi.
Ooh.
And I love fungi. I really do. I think it's my favorite vegetable.
See, he is a fungi.
I do think. Okay, I got a knife. I'm not mean. I'm just making food. What do you want? You know, hey, I'm a fun guy.
The other thing you should all know about him, he does terrible things. He does questionable things.
Questionable things, terrible things. But you know what? I make up for it in the flavor. Anyway,
Yes.
so all and you have that with this tom yum. This should feel like a very fulfilling soup. It's a meal in of itself. It's not an opener. It's something that you're going to be able to sit back and say, "Whoa, that was like really good," and because you should be full. It's rich with an environment of herbs that just like hit your nose.
You know what I think? I mean, I think king oyster could also work. That's a very meaty textured mushroom as well.
Shiitake, oyster.
But shiitake, I think, would be my first choice, ultimately.
It's very woody mushrooms, shiitake. So cutting, you have to get some of the trim off the ends that are going to be so hard to eat.
Yes.
Even if they sit in a soup for a while, they will be very, very much like eating fiber. And so trim off some of the ends. Like right now, this is all pretty good. This is all pretty soft. These are not button mushrooms.
These are white button mushrooms.
No,
they're not.
These are sort of an odd. I don't even know. I'm not a mushroom connoisseur. And we got some zucchini here.
Excellent.
We're going to add this here. And I'm going to break this down. Again, break it down across the structure of the tuber. Let's get this so it's even. Cut into quarters. Now lengthwise. So we'll have a uniform. And we're not just doing order as a fascist thing. We're just providing order, so it's a cooking thing. So it's nice and easy to understand and easy to cook. Now, here I could break this down a little bit more, but this is still gonna break down in the soup. So these are all gonna sit as the same sort of size as the onion. It's all bite size, and this will break down as it sits in the soup stock. It will all reduce down and be still soft and easy to understand and easy to eat. It's very innocuous. That's why this is so good to add to sauces like tomato sauces. We got the garlic. You want to do the garlic?
Please chop the garlic.
I'm not doing it. You want?
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it.
You do it.
All right, I'll do it.
You do it.
Say, hey, I'm a lazy ass bitch. I'm a lazy ass bitch. What can I tell you?
Hey, just make the garlic sing and say all this is. It doesn't have to be very fancy. All these things are just coming in.
Just a warning. My knife skills pretty much suck around here, but
you've got the small knife here is rock on.
So actually, I'm chopping up garlic. Those peppers will be cooked whole.
Yeah. I could pull off the stem off the top, but it's just bigger because it's easy to pull out. I know. You don't want to sort of eat this when you're having your dinner. You can fish it out just the same way you would with pho or any other Vietnamese soups.
Absolutely.
It's impart flavor and a bit of bite. Don't eat them. It hurts. I mean, you want to eat it.
By all means.
Rock on, but
no. And we're going to be cutting up some of these as a garnish later with the lime slices.
Yeah.
So we're going to set that aside. Yeah, so we're going to go back, take it back to the stove. Right about now, I'm going to be adding the coconut milk to the rice because it is absorbed most of the broth. So I'm going to add the coconut milk to the rice.
So let's
I'm using light coconut milk. I know most would recommend the full fat, but personally I like to keep the fat down. Light coconut milk for savory dishes I think is fine.
Go full fat. Fat equals flavor.
This is fine.
Yeah, whatever.
And we're gonna go to the stove right now.
We're gonna go change things, and we will see it on the other side.
On the flip side.
Anyway, so
I'm just heating the vegetable oil and some of the lemongrass puree in the wok now. I'm just heating that. Yes.
Here's concentrated flavor, sesame oil.
Yeah, and that's going to be added shortly. Now I'm adding the ginger puree.
I'm adding the Marianne puree.
The what puree?
The Marianne. You ginger. It's all about ginger.
Oh, yes. Okay. Gilligan's Island.
I know.
Gilligan's Island. Yes, we're that old, kids. We are that old.
And we don't care.
And we don't care. YouTube is not just for millennials no more.
And so what we've got here is in the vegetable oil, we've got the lemongrass puree.
Yeah, what's the temperature at?
The temperature right now is high because walks are maybe, I'm going to turn it down just a tad right now because we're getting a little smoke. Yeah. We're getting a little smoke. Pretty soon I'm going to add the veggies. In fact, I want to add them now. I'm going to add the veggies now. So, whoa.
It would be great because it's originally a seafood recipe. Putting in some dulse or some seaweed in it. If you had kelp salt or kelp noodles, that could work too.
Because they're very salty in of itself, and they add a lot of zest and flavor to it. It's again, we're back. It's about the flavor.
Absolutely, and you'll get the taste of the ocean.
The ocean. I've never. What is that?
The taste of the ocean, kind of fishy.
Does it give like an echo? Do I hear?
Yes, it does.
Do I taste the ocean? I hear its echo.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's like.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
That does. I mean, I totally.
I just made Steve's night.
I'm so blown away.
I
Oh my
made
god.
Steve's night.
Yeah, whatever.
So, if you show over the pot, we've got the veggies in right now. I'm gonna add some.
Right now, if we had smell-o-vision, which
Yeah,
we
had,
don't
which we don't
yet.
See, I added the veggie broth now. It is still on a higher heat because we're going to get this to a boil. And then we're going to simmer. This is not that long to do because we want our vegetables crisp, tender. Oh, I forgot to... Yeah, so there we go. So we're going to put these in the tom yum right now. And they will only take a few minutes to soften. Otherwise, the other way, which I've heard and I've seen, you could put them in a bowl and pour boiling water and serve separately. But today we're going to mix it in because we're choosing to do, I think the theme also is one pot for each dish. So that's what we're going to do. We're showing how easy it is. And as mentioned earlier, we like one pot because especially if you live alone and you don't have much kitchen space, it's very important. Yes, exactly. So this is our theme. I guess that's what we could call our theme. One pot dishes. Okay, I didn't put too many noodles in. Probably should have put more in, but that's okay. This will be fine.
He is looking good.
Yep, he's grating the lime zest.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
No problem.
See, he too is wearing his top hat. There we go. He's a very distinguished looking dude, isn't he? Yes. There we go. Very distinguished. All right, dude. Oh, thank you. All right. So if you can dump half of it in there and half of it, that's half it in the rice and half in here. Yeah, we're good. And we're going to just let these flavors infuse.
Infuse.
Now, as to the rice dish, the rice and bean dish, because we are, oh gosh, okay, so we're going to turn this off. This is ready, the soup. Tom, you eat the rice. I'm going to stir that up and we're going to add our beans, but I'm going to have to strain the beans because just like with dry, we do need to rinse them because that's the secret to removing whatever it is in them that causes gas and bloating for some people. Ah, beans. So this means this will be ready in a few minutes. Not our friend Tang either.
So Tang is a special man.
Yes, he is. That he is. Agreed. Hey kids, we're back. And cheers.
It is done.
It is done. Dinner is served, as you saw. Yep, we have. So let's take a taste of everything, huh?
Let's go for the rice here.
Yeah, let's go for it.
My God, that was awful. I'll never eat here again. But I live here.
You live here, dude. You live here, dude. What are you going to do? It has a kick, huh? The Scotch bonnet.
Yeah.
And okay, simmering.
Feel the heat. And the sweet.
From the coconut, yeah.
The coconut is very long, lingering sweet. and the heat goes in the back of my throat, and I like it.
We're still drinking our Naked Grape Chardonnay from
Yeah,
Ontario.
because it's full of minerals and vitamins. Cheers.
So we're going to try it. Yeah, cheers. Tom Yum. Mmm.
Yummy. It's even in the word of the name.
Tom Yummy. Tommy Yummy.
Mhm.
Yummy Tommy.
Yummy,
That's
yummy.
Because sometimes...
Very savory. Very blended. Not over hot. Not heat. I do taste a bit of heat, but not that much. It's very savory soup.
Yeah, it is. Well blended. Well balanced. So we done good, eh, Steve?
Yep.
Yeah, we both done good.
Duh.
Yeah.
That's what we do around here. And the color, look at that. The color on all this is amazing.
Isn't it? Yeah. Agreed.
The peppers are all stayed vibrant. And all that. It's part of the presentation. It should be good.
Absolutely.
Just because you eat vegan doesn't mean you can't have good quality food.
Couldn't agree more. You know what, Steve? Don't look now, but you know what we're doing? We're doing a mukbang. We're doing a mukbang.
I don't know. What does that mean?
We're eating on camera.
What?
We're eating on camera. They call it a mukbang. That's a phenomenon from South Korea. Yes, I will be doing it. There is actually a mukbang show in the works. When I get back to Montreal, it'll be with Natasha, who helped film the St. Paddy's Day show. We're going to be doing Copper Branch. And we're going to make Tammy proud.
Because that's what we do around here.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know who Tammy is, go check out the channel, Chelsea Lynn.
Shout out.
Yep, shout out.
That wasn't very classy on me, but hey, it's human. It was very good food.
Thank you. And you helped, and you did a very good job, too.
Well,
we worked as a team, did we not, dude? Yay.
Yeah.
We did not. So we did work as a team. We make a good team.
Food good.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Healthy, too.
Absolutely.
Strong. Wants to take over the world now.
You want to take over the world?
Well,
okay.
Something. I want to do something. I don't know.
Tell me something. If you
the answer is Bobby Orr, Bobby Hall, the number 4.
Steve loves his hockey.
Mm-hmm.
He loves all sports.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Most people in Canada are hockey fans, but, you know, I come from a hockey family.
This is true. And a curling family.
Yep, we're watching curling today.
Yeah. Canada did well, huh?
No, it's okay. But it's the Canada Cup tournament. It's a worldwide tournament. It was 2 Canadian teams in the men's final. But anyway, I curled for years and years and years. I curled last year too. Uncompetitive, just fun. But I want to get back into it.
Next year, you're talking about?
Next year, I will. I am committing to public announcement. I will be back in curling. I'm going to try to even get shape for it.
All right.
But it's I finally got a good job here a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, and now I can afford to go back to something like that again. I couldn't do it last year, but I did other things. Yep. I'm wearing a hat for a lot of reasons.
Yes, he has. One of which is from my influence. But
yeah, okay.
It is. But he has a business that involves, much like my YouTube channels and my trademark is my hat, his business, his trademark, and his branding is also his hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a top hat trivia dude.
Yeah, he's a pub trivia host. Also can do your private parties.
I do things. I can entertain you. I can make you think. And I can make you drink.
Yay.
Sometimes at the same time.
Absolutely. So, yeah, so it's tophattrivia.com, is that it? Yep. Is that your website?
Tophattrivia.com. You want to be able to learn? There's a plug for you.
Yeah, there you are. So those of you in the York Simcoe region of Ontario, and you're looking for somebody for your private party, or you have a bar, you operate a bar or a pub, and you're looking to switch things up a bit.
We can bring people in. I've been doing this for years. I got numbers, I got proof, and everyone wins. You win, you have people coming in. I win because I do something I love, and you guys win because you get fun and prizes.
Absolutely. So
100%.
absolutely.
No, nothing like It's not like I can't prove it. I've done it.
So anybody who's interested in hiring Steve, you go to tophattrivia.com.
Yeah, you do that. You contact me. I will be willing to reach you very, very shortly, and we will do this. We'll make it happen.
I mean, you even hosted a vegan event, I believe, a pop-up.
I hosted an event for a vegan dinner with one of our local chefs who is a vegan expert, and we had 35 people over at a house that we had. It started off the night with trivia and worked with a 7-course vegan meal, 7 courses.
And you were impressed, huh?
It was I was impressed. I was very good. Good food is good food.
Yeah. The chef in question, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she's known as the Blonde Vegan on Instagram.
Yep, that is her.
So go check the Blonde Vegan on Instagram. Check him out for his pub trivia nights. Check out Steve at tophattrivia.com.
Shout out to Sean Steinert, who is the awesome musician. Helped me connect me to the Blonde Vegan. He does gigs in the local area. He is an awesome musician and a even better human being.
All right.
Yeah. So if you find him, you hunt him down. And
you hunt him down.
You're very good.
You hunt him down.
Yeah, you find him. You listen to him.
Yes.
Yeah. If you listen to him loud, it's even better.
Absolutely. You can also catch, again, if you are in the Barrie area or anywhere in the York Simcoe area, Thursday evenings, 7:30, I believe, is playtime.
Wranglers.
Wranglers. You would know the address better than I would.
Yeah, it's Hearst and Coxmill Road, Hearst Drive, which is in the south waterfront area of Barrie. Great sports pub and bar. You can hang out. We play multimedia rounds. Lots of gigs here. Been there for a couple of years. Have a lot of fun. Have on the computer. Have gaming. That's much more challenging too than the regular, like just verbal rounds. Lots of video, lots of audio, things that challenge your brain.
Yes, of course. No, that is very important indeed.
Good gift cards.
You can win gift cards. Absolutely. So yeah, check them out at Wrangler's Barn and Grill.
Yep. In
Barrie, and check him out there on Thursday evenings at 7:30. And he does some multimedia fun stuff. Movie clips.
Yeah, it's things music. Like you can look, you can feel, you do, and there's lots of good beer there. Hey, and we have a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
We just ate a nice dinner.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
And we just did a mukbang too. The one thing I said I would never do, but I just did it.
It's how we roll.
It's how we roll, yeah. The one thing I said I would never do is a mukbang, and here we are. We're doing a mukbang.
Never say never. It was even in a James Bond film, so what can you say?
But if you were Tammy from the Chelsea Lynn, the Tammy show, she calls it mukbang. She calls it mukbang.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
And she eats with a cigarette in her mouth. It's like...
Because it's classy, that.
Well, yeah, because that's what rednecks do.
Rednecks. Hey, I lived in that Birmingham, Alabama. I know.
Yeah, you would. You would. You would have all the redneck jokes and all the redneck.
I saw things you wouldn't believe. Anyway, but that's beside the point. We're here to have good food, not to talk about smack. Anyway, so...
We're here in Canada.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yes. So,
shall we wrap this up?
Yes, we shall.
What are you going to say? Tell Tell the end of the story.
Okay, the end of the story. So, yeah, we're done with the mukbang. And we're going to end this video. Going to end this cooking show.
Not forever.
Not
just
forever,
for now.
no. I want to thank Stephen for being so instrumental in helping me with this show. Without him, it would not be possible.
I cut up things, that's all. I sliced and diced.
Yeah, he sliced and diced, yeah.
And grated.
It's better than this other slicing and dicing activity he engages in.
I know. What are you going to do?
So anyways, so Stephen's, say goodnight, Stephen.
Good night, Stephen.
There we go. Straight talking Fedora Chick. Over and out. Take care of yourselves and each other. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the ringy-dingy icon below. Oh, shoot.
Down below. Down below.
Yeah, if you want a notification for every time I upload. If you're interested in my vlogging and my commentary, go to my other channel, Straight Talking Fedora Chick, my little ranting corner, social commentary, and my own story time videos. Yeah. So go there, subscribe to that.
You do it. It's good for you. Hey, be well. You take care of yourself.
Be well.